The following segment is sponsored by Creative Society.
When it comes to HVAC maintenance, how well you maintain the areas surrounding your equipment may be just as important as the maintenance of the actual systems. Sean McGraw from American Veteran says if you're not taking care of the immediate areas around your AC unit or furnace, that could cause decreased efficiency. It could even damage components or put your family in danger. We're about to talk about that. Hi, Sean.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's start with weeds. Those aren't just bad for your yard. They can create problems for your equipment. What do we need to know?
Well, they create problems for your AC tech too. But with the weeds, especially like the kudzu and stuff like that, that starts growing up around your unit. It's going to tangle it all up. It's going to get entwined in the levers, everything else. I've seen them actually go through the coil. You got to remember that this coil, the whole purpose of it is to move air through it. So if we're blocking it, it's not able to do its job. So the AC system's going to struggle as a whole. So a very simple thing for a homeowner to do is just some Roundup or whatever weed killer that you like using, or if you like plucking them out yourself, knock yourself out. But just get around that unit, make sure that you got a good couple feet clearance around the unit so it can breathe, and keep the chute of the lawnmower off of it.
Worth the time to get that taken care of. Also, if your dog likes to lift his leg on your AC unit or furnace, that urine is a problem. Tell us about that.
It is. It's full of ammonia, so it will rot out the coil. And it's something that a lot of folks don't think about, but we see it a lot where the dogs constantly have their favorite spot, where unfortunately it's right on top of their heat pump or AC unit. And over time, that will rot out the coil. So maybe putting a guard around there or a zapper collar, I don't know, whatever you do to train your dog, but if they're urinating on the AC unit, that's a problem.
Yeah, something to consider. And I know you see a lot of problems with fire ants too. What do we need to know about fire ants?
That they suck. But other than that, yeah, strange thing with them, and this is probably about 20% of our calls, is right around this time of year, the fire ants start coming up out of the ground and everything else, and they'll get around the AC unit. Now, the scientists can't figure out if it's electrical noise that they're after or if they're after the heat of the contactor. Regardless, they will literally march to their death and do a mass suicide all inside your contactor. What that means to you is that your AC unit's not working anymore because they will plug that contactor up. So I recommend anybody, not just for the convenience of your technician when he comes out there, because we don't like leaning in a fire ant hill, for the sake of your AC unit, to get some fire ant killer and just make sure that you keep it good around that AC unit, and that'll keep them from getting up inside of there. If you've got a big problem with them, then the regular contactors, we'll replace them, and if the fire ant hill's still there, literally within a week, we'll be back out replacing the contactor. In those cases, they do make solid state contactors. We put that in on a bunch of units where we've had constant problems with it, and that basically solved the problem because there was no mechanical point in this contactor for them to get inside of.
All right. So really several spring activities in the backyard you need to be on top of for good maintenance overall. But for homeowners who don't want to worry about HVAC maintenance, they don't have to because of your all-in-one comfort plan. Tell us what that entails.
Yeah, that came from listening to our customers, which we kind of pride ourselves on, is the fact that we will sit down and listen to you and figure out what you're looking for instead of trying to feed you what you don't need. So talking to a lot of customers, and it's very popular for about 50% of them, where they want the all-in-one comfort plan, or we coined it now the full battle rattle, just because it kind of fits our company. But basically what it is we take care, we'll go ahead and replace your heat pump, whether it's a 2-ton, 5-ton, gas furnace, gas pack, whatever it is, we'll replace that. We'll go ahead and take care of the maintenance for 10 years. So we'll be out there for 10 years maintaining it. We will take care of any service calls. We will fix anything that's wrong with that unit. Basically, you have the peace of mind knowing that for a low monthly payment, you don't have to take care of anything. We've got you completely covered.
Yep, a lot of people love that peace of mind, and everybody loves working with you, Sean, at American Veteran. Your mission is to get the job done right. You always go above and beyond. People want to contact you. The number on screen, 435-0822, or visit the website, AmericanVeteranAC.com. Sean McGraw from American Veteran Air Conditioning. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Y'all take care. God bless.